Shifting gears, President Park Geun-hye is scheduled to meet with U.S. President Barack Obama at the White House on May 7th as part of a 6-day trip to the U.S. The two sides are expected to use the summit to bolster their relations in a number of areas, including their approach to North Korea. Arirang News Presidential Office correspondent Eoh Jin-joo has the details.
The first bilateral summit between President Park Geun-hye and U.S. President Barack Obama will unsurprisingly focus on North Korea. Presidential spokesperson Yoon Chang-jung told reporters on Tuesday that President Park's trip comes at a significant time when cooperation between Seoul and Washington has become more crucial than ever amid North Korea's increasingly provocative threats against the South and the international community.
The two leaders will discuss ways to maintain firm deterrence against Pyongyang based on South Korea U.S. alliance and cooperate on North Korea policy, including denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
Now, whether the North carries out additional provocations before President Park's trip to Washington will likely affect the summit agenda. If there are no further provocations by Pyongyang, the two leaders will likely focus their talks on persuading the North to re-engage in dialogue or on ways to improve relations between the two Koreas and between the U.S. and North Korea. However, should North Korea conduct a nuclear or missile test before her visit, it seems that the discussion will shift to devising tougher sanctions and punitive measures against the communist country. Another issue high on the agenda is sure to be the revision of the South Korea U.S. nuclear cooperation agreement, which bars Seoul from enriching or reprocessing nuclear fuel without approval from Washington. With this year marking the 60th anniversary of bilateral relations between Seoul and Washington, the two leaders are expected to seek ways to further strengthen their strategic alliance and global partnership. President Park will also stop in New York and Los Angeles during her trip for meetings with UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and Korean residents living in both cities. Eoh Jin-joo, Arirang News.